So now, last I have just a bunch of Cobalt. I picked it up at a flea market that I really like in the Pittsburgh area called Flea. It's in Adamsburg, if you're interested. Really fun shop. Lots and lots and lots of booths in there. I'm gonna say maybe even like 100. It's a lot. I always find something. And there's this one booth that often has a box or two of bottles priced at $1. And Cobalt bottles sell well for me. So I picked them up. And this was a Phillips Magnesia. Super cute to put flowers in if you can get the lid off. I would price it at $10 to $12. I've also in the past created like a little collection of bottles of Cobalt and aqua bottles, and that's what I decided to do with these 4, and I would price it at about $32 for the 4 on Etsy. Here's another Cobalt bottle, also $1. These sell for $8 over and over and over again. 2 little jars. I thought this one was cute because it's got panels. These should sell about $5 or $6 each, and same with this one. So that is it for the bottles. Before we move on to some newer sort of mid-century modern glass, I wanted to show you 2 items. This is a crystal lamp, which I don't tend to buy a lot of lamps like this, but oh my gosh, it's in such really great condition. It was only $3.99, and once I find the right shade, which is always the tricky part, right? I think it would sell for about $30 to $35. Also, I have seen them for sale on Etsy for a little bit higher, but given the glass, the crystal, I'm not sure that I would want to ship that. This also falls into that category. Super thin glass. I have sold large light bulbs over and over again. This one was $2.99. Says as is. I could not find a flaw, and it should sell for about $25 from my antique booth. Okay, let's take a look at some of that newer glass now. I, interestingly, have picked up a few owl-shaped pieces of glass. This one is hand blown. I can tell that because this is where the glass blower broke off the glass that he was blowing. That's called a ponto mark. You can still see it. Sometimes it's ground down, so it's a smooth sort of indent, but this, while it's not super broken, it's pretty smooth, it's still visible, right? So I'm gonna call the next several pieces mid-century modern, late 40s, 50s, 60s, early 70s. His little wings were applied. That means that's a separate piece of glass. Same with the eyeballs. And I did pay $4 for him. And amber's not a super popular color. I mean, you will see it in magazines and that sort of things. It is not super easy to sell, but I just fell in love with him. Thought he was so cute. And I think he's worth about $25. Here's the second one. Same idea. Ponto mark on the bottom, applied wings, applied eyeballs. I think possibly from the same glass house because they are so similar. But this one is crackled on the bottom, and it's got gradient color. This is sort of a iridescent kind of carnival glass color up there. In any event, I paid $4. I think he's worth about $15 to $20. And then this last one is actually, it's Ganz, G-A-N-Z. Isn't that like a little gift company that makes gifts? He was $2, thought just really darling, loved the feathers and everything about him. He's a very light amber. He was $2, and I think he should sell for about $10 to $12. They called it a votive, so I think that would be really cute with either a candle or flowers, whichever you prefer. So since we just talked about Crackle glass, I'll show you the 4 other pieces that I picked up. Here's another in amber. Crackle glass does not sell super fast for me. My antique booth is farmhouse, so does not really fit in, but oh my gosh, it was $1. Could you have passed that up? I don't think you could have. So the handle's applied. Underneath this, you would see, underneath the price tag, you would see the ponto mark, worth about $8 to $10 if you want to sell it quickly. If you don't want to sell it quickly, then price it at $18 or $20. Also, I have sold some Crackle glass on Etsy. It's definitely sturdier than some of the other very fine, thin glass that we have looked at today. So here, this is like a pinch. I'm gonna call that a pinched decoration. I would call this a tumbler, so not as easily found as these little pitchers, which are everywhere. This is a dark amber, which a set of like 4 or 6 or 8 of these would just be fantastic. But I only have one. There's the ponto mark, and I paid $2. I think it's worth about 15 to 20, especially if I tried to sell that on Etsy. So the last 2 pieces, I call this taupe. Love this color. Little picture, applied handle, ponto mark on the bottom. It was $1. I would price it around 10. And then the last is a little green pitcher, again, applied handle, ponto mark on the bottom, and about $10 for that, because I don't want it to sit in my booth. If I did list them on Etsy, I would price them a little bit higher than the prices that I just gave you. So I might go ahead and list all 3 of these on Etsy and price them at something like $32. I try on Etsy to sell items about $25 or higher in value, unless it's something super easy to ship, like a piece of jewelry, a piece of ephemera, or a linen, because they're all things that I don't have to worry about breaking, and I can package them and ship them out very quickly. Other things like glass and ceramics, I want it to be valued at $25 or higher, actually $30 or higher if I can get away with it. That's a little Etsy tip. I should mention that Crackle glass dates to mid-century, like the other pieces that I showed you. 1960s especially, kind of the big heyday, I would say, of Crackle glass. Here's a nice picture, probably from the bicentennial. It's got an eagle embossed on both sides. It does not have a ponto mark. Well, it's got the embossed eagle, so you know that it was mold made. It's also got mold lines on the side. The handle, however, is applied separately. It's possible even that the neck and the lip were applied separately, because you can see it's a slightly darker green than the base. But in any event, I paid $3, and it should sell for about $18 to $20. And here's a similar piece. This is by a company called Wheaton, W-H-E-A-T-O-N, Wheaton. They made the little miniature bottles and all the rainbow jewel tone colors that are so beautiful. And they also then made larger size ones of the same style. So I paid $2.99. And this should sell for about 15 to 18. It's got a horse on the front, side view there, and then a full horse, like a weather vane almost, on the back, and just a nice little bottle. Another piece of milk glass, but newer. It's by Westmoreland Glass. Remember, the little blue opalescent dish was Westmoreland. The mark is super hard to see. It's right here. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but it's the W over the G. It's just very lightly embossed there. It was $1.99. I would not typically pick up a piece of newer milk glass, newer meaning 1960s or 70s, except for that low price. And gosh, it's got a nice weight to it, Pretty for flowers, use it for cream or for milk. Nice to decorate with things that are white, like white milk glass and ironstone, because anything of any color really contrasts with it. If I was going to sell this in my antique booth, which I might not bother because milk glass absolutely does not sell from my booth, I would price it at about $10 or $12, but I think on Etsy I might be able to get more like 20, and I might give it a try. I have other pieces of Westmoreland, so I might group them together. Milk glass, just not easy to sell these days, is it? Just a really nice piece of paneled grape, I think is what the pattern is called. These are sort of miscellaneous. This is a really heavy cobalt votive. Cost $1, should sell for 10. Not super old, but nice. Again, weight feels great in my hand. Little bunny candle holder. I think this is Pier 1, but oh my gosh. Look at him. He's adorable for Easter. Cost $1. Should sell for 10 or 12. And here is a candy container. We know that because it's hollow, right on the inside. It would have had a piece of plastic or cardboard or something to hold the candy in. Would have been super cute, right, with colorful candy in there. It's in pretty good shape. It's got a little rough edge over here on the side. I paid $2 for it. It should sell for about 15. And then the final two pieces I think I will list on possibly eBay. So it's Sharky's Casino. I'm going to list them together. Believe it or not, people do collect ashtrays, nice taupe color. They were 50 cents each, and I think I will, like I said, list them on eBay, probably for something like $25 and see how it goes. That's it for glass. I hope you enjoyed seeing this huge collection that I've amassed over the last several months. Now I have to get busy taking photos and pricing and bringing them up to my shop or listing them on Etsy or eBay. I hope you enjoyed our conversation, and as always, happy hunting.